Welcome back to Cafecito Corner, episode 9 already. We are not drinking Starbucks today. I'm actually drinking...
I am.
Oh, you're drinking at home Starbucks.
Store-bought.
Store-bought Starbucks because you realize that spending $8 on a venti...
Well, no, it's because I'm fasting and I was doing the black coffee. It's the same thing at the store. So the venti was like $6, and that's how much like the home pack is. I think I get like 3 cups now.
Yeah, and you were getting a venti every single day, $6-7.
What else was it supposed to do?
Get at home Starbucks, and you finally did.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
and actually their at-home Starbucks is pretty bomb, no?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got blonde rose. I probably won't do that much.
Oh, I thought you liked the blonde roast.
It's like a little bit sweetened.
It
makes me feel like I'm cheating on the fast.
It literally says unsweet on the...
No, but it's pretty sweet.
Really?
Yeah, look, take a sip.
I'm okay. I can't drink coffee today.
Okay.
My stomach just cannot bear it. But I've had the blonde roast at home Starbucks, and I like it. It's pretty good. And then I'm just drinking some ginger mango iced tea. I feel like a grandma with my iced tea, but I just can't have coffee today.
Not a fan of iced teas, but
I
go
love
for
iced teas. Passion fruit iced tea, guava iced tea.
You're a peach iced tea too.
Yeah, all of the iced teas. Arnold Palmer, a little too sweet for me.
You just don't like lemonade. That's your problem.
Yeah, I do not like lemonade. I don't know how people drink just like a cup of lemonade like that.
It's sick. It's like super refreshing.
The only lemonade I can do is actually from Raising Cane's. Their lemonade is pretty good.
I don't think I ever tried it. Everybody hypes up their tea a little too much. I'm not a fan.
But if you don't like sweet tea, then you're not going to like.
Who has good lemonade? Oh, Chick-fil-A. Best lemonade.
They have a frozen lemonade too, don't they?
I don't get it frozen stuff.
Oh, okay.
But like there has pulp, so it's pretty fire.
You're a pulp guy for sure.
For sure. I was at Sam's Club the other day. They were squeezing fresh orange juice. And a little bottle was $7, but I had to buy it because of the smell.
Oh, it's just the aroma got you?
Yeah, like, there's something about that. I think it just reminds me, like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure my parents used to take me somewhere where I'd get fresh orange juice. And
probably like the marquetas in Mexico.
It couldn't be the mall?
No, because...
It couldn't be, like, the mall?
Because I know that, like, there's a lot of marquetas in Mexico where they have, like, fresh juices, fresh smoothies.
But it couldn't be the mall?
I don't know. Maybe they did take you to the mall. But you were raised in Mexico, so this is why I'm making the assumption.
I know, but there's malls in Mexico. Like, that's where we used to go to the movie theater, Carl's Jr. Sam's Club.
There is not Sam's Club in Mexico right now.
There for sure is Sam's Club. We went to the Rocky Point one.
Okay, Rocky Point is not like Mexico, though. Like, it's...
Even though I was born in, like, a really poor area of Mexico, I was always raised on, like, Nogales, which is like border. Mm-hmm. And borders always tend to go like US related. Like we had McDonald's, we had like everything.
Yeah. Nogales is definitely like white Mexico. It's white, sure.
But it's ugly.
Yeah.
So ugly.
And I heard they get really bad weather, like really cold winters.
It snows there, but I don't remember it being super hot, like unbearably hot. But it snows, like, when it gets cold.
Oh, my God. I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But, yeah. I love how that happened. Literally, talking about my iced tea.
Yeah, you just went on a freaking roast.
A rant. They know I do this, though, so I think we should get into our vegan bits.
No, we should, but, like, I'm just confused why I always had to end up on a crappy part of Mexico. Like... You did this to me earlier. Oh, remember we were like sitting in the car and you're like, do you remember like being a kid and the seats had TVs? And I was like, well, my seats didn't have TVs. We had mounted TVs on there though, like that we like bought. And then you're like, my car had seat.
Well, my parents' car, like, they had the built-in ones that already came like that, so I didn't even know that was a thing that you could just strap them on. I'm like, my cars always came with them inside.
That's where you know you've lived a different life. But and that's what I was saying. Like, you always have to just roast me.
No, I don't mean to. I really don't mean to. It's just like
It's all right.
randomly think about like my childhood memories, and I'm like, did you ever do this or did you ever have this? And it's like maybe a different.
Like you never played in the mud?
I've never played in the mud.
That's bad.
But my older brothers probably did, but they never. I mean, I never wanted to. Why would I want to do that?
Between me and my cousins, we would leave holes in the yard the size of a human.
Why?
Because like we didn't know what to do.
Mole rats?
No, like I remember my uncle Edwin had like a huge yard, and like we just wanted to dig to like the other side of the earth.
Okay.
And we would dig hours.
Okay,
like
you're definitely a mole rat if you're digging big holes like that.
No. Like you don't understand like how long we would dig. Like I'm thinking like 4 or 5 hours. We'd knock out and then start over the next day.
Why would I'd be like, why are you digging holes in my yard?
No,
like,
he didn't care. He had 4 boys. What was he gonna do?
Yeah.
I was like the 5th edition. I was the keychain. Like
yeah, that's so funny.
But no, we would. Oh, I felt so bad.
I cannot believe you guys made holes in the yard. Like that's the most
so
random
much.
thing.
Like really bad. We did a bunch of crazy things to it.
Yeah, you guys would fight, I bet, with all those boys.
But they're all taller than me. So like it was always hard for me to like win.
Yeah. Actually.
But I would always win. Like with Joseph, I would just hold an insect to his face. Like he's deadly afraid of insects.
So the oldest one hates insects.
Jonathan and I never really fought.
The second one.
Like, because he was always fighting his brothers. He was always occupied.
Mm-hmm.
Justin was like my little keychain. Always followed me around, crying. And then Josh, he was always a baby. Like, since like I've known. Now he's bigger than me, but...
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that is funny. I thought that was really funny when we were talking about that the other day.
About what?
About the TVs.
Yeah, but the silence you bring of my poverty is like...
That's not even it. Like, it's just like truly like... It's good.
I bring you back down to earth, say that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But I think it's time to get into our vegan bits of the week.
Okay, go.
I think we should mix it up. I think you should go first. I put you on the spot.
Well, actually, movie of the week was Barbie.
That was your peak?
No, like, we haven't said that.
Oh, okay.
The movie this week was Barbie.
Oh, what'd yeah, because we always have a movie of the week that we watch.
What did you think?
Of the movie Barbie, I would rate it a 7.5 out of 10.
You're getting canceled.
Why?
The Metacritics have it like at 89. Like, how are you behind actual critics?
Okay, that's my personal opinion. I'm sorry, the Metacritics.
The what?
The Metacritics don't agree with me.
That's not how you say it, but that's fine.
How do you say it?
Metacritics.
Metacritics. Media critics.
No, like meta.
Oh, Metacritics. Okay, sorry. I rated that because I thought it should have been geared more towards little kids because it's a Barbie movie. And I felt like it was like...
So you didn't understand the point of the movie?
Well, I did fall asleep for 5 minutes of it.
You probably missed the part where they talk about why it applies to adults.
I think literally that's when I was asleep.
Okay.
But what? Now explain it to me.
So you want to spoil it?
That's true.
You can't do that. You're going to get canceled.
We can't spoil the Barbie movie.
But it was a 9 out of 10.
You think it's a 9 out of 10?
Yes.
Margot Robbie,
yeah. I always say her name wrong.
What do you say?
Margaret Robbie. But it's your
Spanish accent
I
coming
know
out.
it is. La Margarita.
It's that heavy, thick accent you got.
Yeah, she was like the perfect cast. But it was annoying me that you kept saying that all you could see is Harley Quinn when I'm like...
I think that was my problem.
No, but like, they take her outside of that, like, she was the perfect Barbie. Who would you have put? Like, why are you fighting me on that?
Blake Lively, I think, would have been a really good
Too
Barbie.
old.
I think oh my God, now I can't say her name. I think she looks older than Blake Lively.
I don't think so.
Okay,
Ken did look older, but he was hilarious. Like, he absolutely did the movie.
Yeah, he really
He's a perfect
did such
Ken,
a good
like
job.
the dumb Ken,
Yeah. Okay, so after watching it, I do agree that she was a really good Barbie. Ken, I would have changed him for sure.
No. He was like an excellent piece of, like, he played the part of Ken, which his whole existence is to be Barbie and Ken. Like,
I know, but any other actor in that position would have played and said the same
you
lines
don't know
and
that.
said the same lines.
It's not about saying lines. It's about the acting of the lines.
No, I think it would have been the same.
So you mean to tell me, what's your favorite movie?
I don't know.
Just name one. The one that came to mind.
Titanic.
Okay, so take out Leo DiCaprio and put Jonah Hill.
Oh, well, yeah, it would be a different vibe.
That's what I'm saying. You can, like...
Jonah Hill would have been a great Ken.
What? No, he would have, but... You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason acting is acting.
Mm-hmm. There's an art to it.
But not to Pika Pits. It was one of my cousin's birthday, and he's never been here, so he came to Phoenix. We took him to Topgolf. We took him to Main Event. Love that. And a bunch of our cousins actually got together, so that was pretty cool, because, like, we never get time to do that. Even though it was, like, an early thing, like, I thought it would be weird, because, like, we went, like, at 10 a.m. or 11 when they opened. That was pretty cool. After that, your birthday was what? Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like a chill day. That was pretty cool. I mean, we went got ramen. We kept it pretty chill. But then we had your birthday party. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to like do events like that because we catch up with everybody.
Yeah.
My pit. I don't know.
Probably cleaning up after the party.
Cleaning up after the party and then fasting. Like, that thing sucks.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
I told you I was not going to completely be 100% in it with you.
Which is what makes it harder. Because when I get home and you got a full pizza on the back.
Edward, I do not.
I feel like you did it on purpose.
I would never come home with a full pizza knowing that you're not going to eat it. Like, maybe I'll have, like, some fruit or...
What are your pecan pits?
How long do we have?
Not long, please.
We're like the camera battery's running out. But so my peak was probably my entire birthday weekend. We had a Barbie theme party. I had a Barbie theme party, pool party, at my parents' house actually, because we don't have a pool at our house. So
And they're gone.
So I'm like, perfect timing. So we had it there and it was fun. We had like our friends, our family, just like people that we're close to that we haven't seen in a while. So yeah, it was super hot. So probably that was my peak, was how hot it was outside.
Peak or pit?
That was my pit. Sorry.
Okay.
And everybody was
It
like...
was pretty hot.
Yeah. And I think everybody was like swimming and I literally was inside with like my friends like, I'm not going to go outside. And then you were like, come outside and swim. I'm like, I'm okay inside. It's so hot. But
it was so hot.
Yeah, it was so hot. I know how.
But at first we thought we were going to get a monsoon because it was cloudy in the morning.
Yeah, I know. I was so scared the party was going to get canceled because there was going to be a monsoon because it was cloudy.
Well, we had the kiddie pool.
What kiddie pool?
The inflatable one.
Oh, yeah, but...
We would have put it inside.
Yeah, with 15 people, I don't think we would have fit. But yeah, it was so fun. I feel like it went by so fast, which made me sad. I don't know why.
Yeah, even though it wasn't like an all-day thing, it went by quick.
I literally look back at it and I'm like, I cannot believe how fast it went by. Like, I just wish, like... Because it's so hard when you have, like, a party to make sure you talk to everybody and, like... You know, just make sure you're giving everybody their time and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. It was just like relaxing. I think definitely my pit was like the before and after of it. Like just prepping and getting everything. I literally probably ordered 100 items from Amazon to my house. The Amazon truck driver probably literally hated me, but...
That was a lot.
Yeah, literally so many things. Like the whole party was sponsored by Amazon basically at this point. Everything. Because I just didn't have time during the week to go get stuff. And it was too hot. Like I don't want to go to stores and stuff.
Yeah.
So I ordered your outfit. I got you a, what was it? A Ken shirt from Amazon, and I'm actually surprised they had it. So it was perfect. So you were...
The movie came out. They have a bunch of merch.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. So I got you your outfit. You were my Mexican. Get it?
I saw what you did there.
Mexican. And it was just a good time. I ordered like 3 dresses, 3 bathing suits, and make sure like I liked at least one of them, you know, like
it was more like 20, but yeah.
No, it was not 20. It was not that much. So yeah, the prepping before was just a lot of work. It's like super stressful. Like whenever you're throwing a party, it's just like everything, the food and like the drinks and like the decor and the cleaning before and then the cleaning after definitely was my biggest pit of the week, was how much cleaning.
No, it was definitely a lot.
I think we used probably 20 trash bags.
Yeah, my truck was full.
And we loaded it all up in your truck.
But it was also like bulky stuff, like the pizza boxes, like the skater boxes.
We
like...
did not like bring that stuff down. We were too lazy in the morning.
Yeah, so
it was a lot of trash. But yeah, and then literally the day of my birthday, which was Sunday, I just was like, all I want to do is eat and watch movies. Like, I don't want to do anything else. So
we tried to watch Oppenheimer. Remember that?
Yes, we tried to get tickets for that.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Sold out, like
every single theater.
I mean, like I expected it. Like I think I actually read it was like the 4th biggest release ever. Like
Next to
Barbie and Oppenheimer, right? No, like together combined. Like it's just been a huge weekend, and like yeah, like I mean, but I expected it to be big, but not like 4th weekend big.
Yeah.
So it was. I mean, we did not find tickets. So
every movie theater, I would say like 30 miles from us, it was all packed.
Yeah, like I mean, it was like 1 seat here, 1 seat there, but I'm like, if I'm not sitting by you, like I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh,
because I mean,
you're gonna miss me.
No, you're just my popcorn gal. Like when we run out, you are bored already, so you go get some.
I'm dead. It's 3 hours though. Imagine sitting apart from each other for 3 hours and sitting next to strangers. That's just like weird.
I want to watch it in that 70 like the IMAX, like shot 4 edition.
So what is that? Basically just like a big screen?
It takes advantage of like it's the shape of the screen, like the sound, like basically the movie's kind of shot for like that theater experience. Oh. And like they bring in like this like mile long like film, and it's just supposed to be great. Like Avatar, I don't know if you remember when the first one came out. It was huge in the IMAX. Like I think Avatar like really did 3D. Right? And after that, like a bunch of things started coming out in 3D. And yeah, like Transformers was cool. Yeah, like this was cool. But like no one did 3D like Avatar did. Like Avatar really shaped 3D. And that's kind of like, I think out of all movies, like this is a movie that'll take advantage of that IMAX. But, so we'll see. But the thing is, like the one I want to watch it at, which is our nearest one, doesn't have recliners, and you will not watch a movie without recliners.
Not a 3-hour movie. I'm not going to watch without...
What did you used to do when they didn't exist?
I didn't go to the movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sad life, but...
Yeah, I just like, especially 3 hours, like my back would be broken.
You're going to be like this the whole time.
No, I'm going to be like sleeping the whole time.
Have you seen any other of his movies, like Inception, Interstellar, any of that?
I think I've seen Interstellar.
Yeah. He's just an amazing... like director. I have to show you his Batman still. You would love his Batman.
His Batman what?
Like he did a trilogy of Batman. Oh. Like it's The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, and Batman Begins, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
And also like yeah, there's no recliners in that theater. And also like you want to go there because the sound is like incredible, but to me it's too loud. And it's a movie about a bomb.
Are you 97?
I am. I really do think I am 97, even though I just turned 23. Like, the movie's about a bomb. Like, imagine how your ears are gonna pop. Like, I really am okay with just watching it at a regular theater. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to.
That's so sad. First of all, do you even want to watch this? Like, be honest.
I do want to watch Oppenheimer.
Tell me why.
It looks good. Because I want to go and watch Oppenheimer. Like, that's it. No, it really does look like a good movie.
Because, like, obviously there's times that, like, I kind of force you. This is one of the times like you don't have to.
No, I want to go, but like I truly just want to be like enjoying it and be comfortable. Like I don't want to.
Do you want me
feel
to bring
like
up the mattress? Like I can do.
Imagine we put out a blowout mattress.
What was your peak? A pit?
My pit was probably just like all the cleaning after, and I think that's probably the worst part of a party is cleaning after and just feeling so tired because I feel like it takes like a lot of your energy, like literally like the before and like the during. So I'm just like,
how are you gonna do that for your kids?
No, I like think about that. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna have like first and second like year-old parties. Like it's just gonna be a lot.
So you're not gonna celebrate for them?
I am, but it's gonna be definitely like, it's not gonna be like anything crazy or extreme. Like
I already have the first 5 years of themes picked out.
Let me guess. It's probably Buzz Lightyear, Spider-Man, Buzz Lightyear.
Well, if they're a boy.
I feel like you would still do that if we had a girl.
Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be about Buzz.
Yeah. I feel like that'd be a cute theme. But we would not be able to, like, repeat it.
Why not?
Because I feel like that's weird. Didn't you have, like, repeat...
I had, like, 4 Toy Story ones and, like, 4 Spider-Man ones.
You're lying.
Yeah, up until I was like 8.
But why? Because you wanted it?
It was more like... It was 3 and 3. Yeah, because I wanted it. I think I've told you this story. Like, we would go to Blockbuster and, like...
I truly do not remember, but that's actually crazy that you had 3, like...
Yeah. Those were, like, my ultimate favorite movies. Like, when Blockbuster was a thing, we'd go to the store, and my dad was like, choose a movie, and I'd always choose between Toy Story 1 and 2. I'd always rotate it. Like, that was it.
And wouldn't he get mad at that?
He'd just be like, you don't want to watch anything else? I'm like, no.
Yeah, switch it up.
Yeah. But then, after that, I kind of grew out of it. Started watching Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire all the way. Like, then I started watching, like, that little show. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, Spider-Man became my thing. Then I went through, like, a Transformers phase. What other phase did I have?
But you were, like, how old were you when you were, like, into Transformers and stuff?
Like 10.
Oh, okay.
That was, like, my last bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, at least your parents saved money having the same party theme over and over. I feel like...
What were they going to reuse the piñata?
I could see the benefit of that now.
Oh, how?
Because I'm going to bring out the same manteles, the same...
Oh, they didn't.
They would change it up?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I would be like,
Same thing for Christmas. Every Christmas, I would get my Buzz and my Woody upgraded. Like, every year, I was just getting a new rotation.
Why?
With a gigantic RC car. Those were my 3 gifts.
Oh, my God.
And I'd ask for price every year.
But you already knew you were going to get that?
Well, like, I would always ask for the same thing.
Oh, my God. I could not with you.
I had Santa wrapped around my finger.
Santa.
Yeah.
No, more like your dad.
Yeah. Did you ever catch your parents doing some sort of stuff, like, pretending to be Santa?
Yeah, one time they got me a bike and, like, they didn't even try to cover it up. I walked into the laundry room and it wasn't even covered or anything. I think they just put, like,
sad.
I think they just put, like, a big savannah over it, but it still looked like the shape of a bike. And I was like, obviously I knew it was a bike. But I never wanted to make my parents feel bad about it, so I just, like, always pretend I didn't know.
Yeah, I think it was either my dad, and I think it was my uncle Edwin. They were, like, taking out gifts one time at night, and I couldn't sleep, never, like, on the 24th. Yeah, like, the Christmas Eve. So I would always, like, look out the window, try to catch him. But my dad knew, so he always did pretty well, but there was one year that, like, he just couldn't.
Yeah.
And I caught him bringing them out of, like,
oh my God,
like the SUV. And
what time was this at?
Oh, like, probably 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
And my mom was so mad when she caught me, like, looking through the window. She's like, go to sleep.
Did she smack your butt?
No, my mom wouldn't hit me.
Yeah. I hope she did.
No, she would chase me, like, and I would always outrun her.
Yeah.
And then I'd just hug her when I was, like, when we were both.
But, like, what's sad is that your dad was actually trying to be sneaky with it because he waited until 2 a.m. to do this, and you still caught him.
One time too, like, our like Santa letters would disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through his car. I don't know why, just being an annoying kid. And then I found the letters, so I called him out on it.
You did?
Yeah, and he didn't know what to say. So
That's
like
so sad.
he literally just told me like, "Do not tell your sisters." I was like, "Oh."
But what? Like he would write the letters from like.
No, like he
pretending
took
was
them
Santa?
like as if Santa took them, like, but he never disposed of them.
I'm so dead.
Yeah, they were like in his glove box. I think he forgot.
That's
And I'm
so
like,
sad. I cannot with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's my fault because I was genuinely always looking to find like, was he real or not?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
What age did you find out that Santa wasn't real?
Probably like 6.
God.
I know.
I feel like I feel like I always knew he wasn't real. Like I was just pretending the whole time.
I could see that, but there's no way. Like there was times that I was probably like, oh my god, like
pretending like he's here.
No, like imagine like there's no way at 4. Like you just assume like this was all a lie.
Yeah, I mean obviously there's a certain age like you have to know that.
Yeah,
a
like
bearded man is not going to come down your chimney.
Yeah, maybe if I was like 10 or 12, I still like believing that. Like I'd be like,
I think I told my little cousin Santa wasn't real.
That's so messed up.
But I was young when I did this.
That's so messed up.
I was like, hey, little girls, just to tell you guys Santa Claus isn't real. And
Did you get beat up?
No. It was like one cousin, and she's like, I already knew. I'm like, she's like, but don't tell my mom that I already knew.
Why would you do that?
Because it was time for her to know. She was like 14.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
Girl, you a little too old to be thinking Santa's real. I'm like, she's probably pretending.
That is actually one of my biggest pet peeves. Like when people baby their kids.
Yeah, it's just like they're so young.
Like especially like
so
there's
now.
nothing more annoying to me than like a cute baby and like he'll be like milk, and it's like as a dad I'd be like milk. Oh, you want your milk?
Yeah.
So that it just gets in his head to be like milk. And then they're like milk, and then like they adapt that for life.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like that doesn't stimulate.
They're 20 saying milk.
Yeah, can I get some milk?
I think that like that's really hard for us to even like think about, because I feel like we would be like, yeah, we have to talk to our kids like very like grown up-ish and like full sentences, but until you have kids you're really not going to know how you are, because I feel like once you see them it's going to be different.
No, I mean that's true, but like I've always said that I'll keep all these things on a back burner so that I don't make those mistakes. Like
yeah.
Like to me, like if you start noticing that a kid's like doing really well, like if he knows his ABCs, it's like don't just reteach him the ABCs and look, he knows his ABCs. Yeah. Like move on to numbers, move on to this. Like, you know, if the kids, because like there's a point that their brain's developing so quick, they're just like soaking up like info.
I had family coming from Mexico who the kid was super young and he knew like huge words, and like that to me is like
the one that came.
Yeah, I'm like that to me is like impressive. Like
he
wow.
outsmarted you
in Spanish, obviously, because my Spanish is not that good. Yeah,
like, he literally like there was a point where I'm like, there's no way you're understanding this kid.
No, he had huge words, but I could tell that when his parents would talk to him, they would talk to him in like such like a stern voice and like full sentences like an adult, and I go, that's kind of like the way it should be, like the baby talk. Like,
isn't he like really good at chess?
Yeah, he's like a professional chess player.
I don't even know how to play.
Yeah, he'd probably beat you in a chess competition.
Well, I don't know how to play, so he would.
Yeah, and it's just like, to me, that's amazing. Like, that's impressive when kids can like they look like little kids, but they can speak full sentences. Like, yeah, I'd rather have that for sure. But I think people, you know, kind of like, it's hard to, when you see your kids like not baby talk them. I'd baby talk our dogs. Imagine. The
only problem would be like if your kid's 30 and you're still baby talking them, like that's gonna get.
Oh yeah, that's kind of weird for sure. Yeah, like why would you be baby talking him at 30?
There's parents that do that.
There is?
Or like baby them, like at 30.
Oh yeah, baby them, but baby talk at 30.
No,
that's really
my
weird.
bad. I meant babying them.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a point where you realize your kids are adults. Mm-hmm. You got to treat them as such.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
That's like so funny because I feel like we like, even though we are Mexican, Hispanic, we, I feel like, aren't as traditional as, like, other Hispanics and, like, couples who...
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like there's a lot of people, like, in our culture that are... They're very strict in the belief that you need to get married before, like, living together and before having kids, which I kind of agree with, like, get married before having kids part. I do agree with that. But I'm kind of glad that we're both kind of on that same page of, like...
Living with someone?
Yes.
Well, I mean, to me, it would literally just be scary to, like, move in, like, oh, because we just got married. And then all of a sudden you find out that, like, I'm messy, like...
Crazy.
You can't live with, like, you know, like, if I'm a hoarder, like, you know, just certain things that, like, that you definitely would want to find out or see if you're willing to, like, change those things for that person. Because, like, I mean, there's certain things that, like, there's no way I could live with. Like, if you were just, like, a girl that left everything everywhere, I think it would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
It would just drive me nuts. Because I don't. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, I'm always, like, picking up and stuff. And if you were, like, just leaving that, it's not that it would bother me to pick them up. I just don't think I could live with somebody that, like, just doesn't care how the house looks or doesn't, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But to be honest, like, before, like, we started dating, I was, like, really worried that, like, how am I going to find, like, a Hispanic guy who believes the same way I believe? Because a lot of Hispanics are get married before and then move out. And I kind of, like...
But also that, like, kind of... That's always the case. Well, no. I would say 80% of the time is parents forcing that.
Exactly. And that's why I had always known that I wanted that. And so I had told my parents from, like, a young age, probably like 15, 16, like, hey, I'm not getting married first. Like, I'm going to move out first, you know, like, whether it's we're going to rent a house or buy a house, whatever. Like,
you just have to, like, living together.
Exactly. Like, just know that. And so I've always prepared them for that. Like, that whoever I'm going to be with, I'm going to know who they really are when we move out. Because let me tell you, dating somebody and living with somebody is a whole another world. And if you are already married to this person and you decide that you cannot live with this person, it just puts a ton of more pressure on the relationship, on everything. Because now you guys have a house together, you know? So I'm, like, really grateful that we were both on that same page for sure. Of let's move out and let's see. Because obviously, like, we were sure of our relationship, but it's just like,
no,
you didn't know how I was, and I didn't know how you truly were, you know?
Well, it's not even that. Like, what if, like, every night I dropped off at your parents', like, I went home and got drunk? Like, that would always bother you. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's just things that, like, you find out about how somebody lives, what they do on their free time, like, that, like, you kind of want to know.
Yeah.
Like,
because that's what you're going to marry into, be with for the rest of your life.
And it's like, they're not going to just, like, stop that. Because, like, they've been doing that. So, I don't know. No, I agree with that. But, like I said, I mean, it definitely helps that, like, your parents weren't, like, too strict about it. Which, I mean, your parents had, like, a little bit more leeway to do it. Because, like, you're the youngest. Like, you're their only girl. Like, they could have just given you a hard time about it.
Surprisingly, they didn't, which was good.
Yeah. With me, like, I don't know. My parents just have never really, like, got into my business, so...
Yeah. I thought it would be a little bit, like, harder for your parents. But I'm glad that they were, like, okay with it and, like, everybody was on board.
I'm not even sure if I asked them.
Like, I feel like you're just like, alrighty, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, by the way, like, we bought a house, like, I'm leaving. And they're like,
yeah.
Okay, let us know if you need anything.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know how it came about, and they're like, oh, well, we can buy you some things like we want to have, and then literally that was it.
Yeah.
I was moved out, and then
they're very generous and nice about it, so
yeah,
that's good.
You're the one that cried, but
yes, we've already said that.
Mm-hmm.
I was upset. I mean, not upset. I mean, I was just sad about leaving my parents, but I think the only thing that
just all those 3 miles.
Yeah, I know. It was a long 3 miles. Okay. I think the only thing that, like, I kind of agree with is, like, I personally, and this is everybody's opinion is completely to each their own for sure. But like to me, like I feel like I would want to be married before having kids. And gladly like we were on that same page too.
No, I mean, it's just like to me, even if you get married, like you don't affect anybody but like you and I. Like if you and I mess up, if you and I make a mistake, like if you and I like decide to do something, try it out, and it generally only hurts us. Like you know, if we decide like, oh, let's sell the house and live in an RV, and like if that killed our relationship, like that literally only affects us too. But the moment you bring a child into it, like it's like you can't you if before you were allowed to be a little bit selfish, like you can't at all in a way. That's how I see it. Like you kind of have to always look out for like the benefit of somebody. Like if you are like imagine already doing that, like in a relationship you adapt to like taking someone else's feelings into account, like you know, putting yourself in someone else's shoes. With the kid you don't really put yourself in their shoes. Like you like you just like blindly defend, like you know what I'm saying, like you're always like looking out for their best, looking out for like, so that's hard to like definitely not like that's why I agree with that. Like I mean I at the end of the day, like if we were to mess it up, like bringing a child into it, like they would be the first ones to suffer.
Yeah,
because like whatever, like, and you see that all the time, like mom and dad end up hating each other and it's like the kid is like,
that's so scary.
yeah, so that to me takes a relationship even to another level compared to marriage. Like to me marriage is just like a nicer way of dating. Like it's just like, you know,
but
you
also,
commit.
I feel like if you marry a person, then that means you're ready to have kids with that person.
No, correct, 100%.
And kids is a forever thing. Like
no, and I agree with that. Like to me, that's what marriage means. Like I'm ready to like take these next steps in life, and like that's what you're working on at that point.
To me is like if I marry you, I know that this person is take the relationship out. This person has a good head over his shoulders and he's a good person, period. And this person's going to be a great parent. It has nothing to do with the relationship. Like if things go south, I know that my kid is going to be taken care of and we would be able to co-parent. Like you have to think about all those things because I mean, you have to, and that's why you decide to have kids with that person because you have thought about all those things.
And yeah, that to me is like something that you should overthink more than like, because I mean you could jump into a relationship with anybody, see where it went, right, and like whatever. And also like you could also be like, oh well, you know, I'll marry this and see how it goes, and it's like, but once you bring a kid into it, that's kind of like, you need to know.
You need to look at the next...
kidding around, no hope.
Exactly.
Like, to me, it's just like, you have to know.
You need to look at the next 40 years and see, is this person going to be able to take care of a child, period? Like, and I feel like dating is like getting to know somebody, but like marriage is a whole nother level. And then kids is like there's
no going back.
There's no going back.
No, and I mean there really isn't, because like
exactly, kids are forever. Even
if you like divorce and stuff, like it's like you always have to be there. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you have to show up. Like you have to like kind of like you're saying, if it went south or whatever, you co-parent, you do this, and it's like it would just be the best thing for like the kid not to even know that.
Yeah.
Mom
exactly.
And dad, yeah.
And I think what like is kind of scary, and like I have heard of situations of like people getting married in the honeymoon phase of a relationship.
Yeah.
And that is like the honeymoon phase of a relationship is like you're in heaven, like butterflies all the time. Like,
but it really does have to cycle a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, there's generally people that give up, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be like, that's too much. And so if it doesn't live its cycles, like, that's why people sometimes, like, divorce so early and young. And it's like, dude, like...
Because you didn't live the hard cycle and, like, the when it gets tough, like, is this person going to be with you, like, through all the phases of life, you know? Like, so it's a lot. It's
No, it
definitely
is.
is. But I think what helps is that we both, like, are on the same page of, like,
I mean, I bet like that's what probably helped. It'd be kind of hard to like not even be like in sync with that.
and also I think it helps that our families are on the same page, because if not, I feel like they'd always be like, why aren't you guys getting married, or why aren't you guys having kids yet? You know, it's just like,
Yeah,
it's everything in
and
its
that's actually a
phases.
huge thing in our culture. Like, and I do think that at some points like it's bad because like I can't imagine like someone struggling, like either in marriage, like they're kind of working things out, and it's like you put that pressure of like, why don't you have a kid? And it's like, well, we're kind of figuring ourselves out, still. There's people like in therapy, like, trying to save their marriage. And it's like, you kind of do put some social pressure of like, oh, why don't you have kids? Like, dude, give us a break.
Like,
Or,
the foundation needs to be set first.
yeah. Or there's also the case of like people that struggle having kids, and like, our culture's huge on like, oh, it's your turn. Like, oh my God, we've
Y
been
los
waiting
niños,
for you.
yeah.
And it's like, dude, like,
You don't know
you don't
where
know what
people,
someone's going through.
You don't know where people are at in their life, and if the foundation of like the relationship is not completely solid, adding kids to that, it's like building a house on a foundation that's not like.
But to me, it's like, ask one time, like, oh, like, are you guys planning on having kids? If someone like kind of hits you with a no, like, don't ever bring it up, like,
Yeah,
because like, I don't know, I don't think it's anyone's business. But...
It's not, and it's kind of just like, I don't know if people are struggling to have kids or not. If they don't want kids, it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's not nobody's business, But our culture is like.
But I also feel like that's like the reward. Like, I mean, like that's where like, to me, that's where all marriages should like strive to end at. Like, like putting yourself through the. I don't even know how you would call it. Like, I don't know if it would be pressure or something or what, or put yourself to the point that like you're ready to like raise a person with somebody. Like,
That's the ultimate, like.
yeah, like the ultimate goal, and like and enjoy that. Like, I've always said, like, I mean, there's obviously going to be a point where like, if I game right now, like obviously like that has to like, pretty much go down to zero, because like obviously like when they're babies, like
I think I've literally asked you that. I'm like, Edward, because you game, which is fine because like, we don't have kids, and like off your free time, like you can game for your 10 hours, your 10 plus hours. But
I don't think I've ever gamed 10 plus hours.
no,
So.
I'm like, you can game, it's fine. But I just like, I think I asked you the other day, I was like, are you gonna game when we have kids? And then
I really do feel like, I mean, you kind of, you don't, I'm not saying you have to kiss that goodbye, but I just feel like your life's so occupied, so much more occupied with like bigger things now that like,
yeah,
I don't even think like I would notice that, like,
you're not gaming, you're
yeah,
not
like,
hopping on or whatever,
or that we don't go to movies, or like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd notice that. Like,
and I think, to be honest, like I'm glad that you think that way, because like to me, like I would kind of like generally be like I've spent all day with the kid, and like I still have to do laundry, and I still have to clean the house, and I still like should make food or clean the bottles or whatever, and then like I see you hop on for like 2 hours, like I'm gonna be like, come on, like take care of the kid while I shower, or like,
no, yeah,
so definitely like part of your life not dies, but like gets put away.
It just takes you to like a different level of maturity. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the perfect example is like my dad. Like, he used to have a car and like no trunk because like it was full of speakers, this and that, and then like I think he's even said it, like I was born and then like my sister was born within a year, like the car was gone. Like, he had a Mustang, like that was like his thing, and it's like I don't think like he hated his life getting rid of that Mustang. Like, we were his new like
phase in life.
Yeah, phase of life, and like that's okay. And that applies to like a bunch of other things too, like that we've always talked about is like, you sometimes are like, oh, I don't know if I could do like bringing kids to Disney, but to me, in my eyes, goes like, I don't even think you pay attention to like the annoyance of like, oh crap, like they're tired, this and that. You're gonna just like go, oh my god, because they're like pointing at everything, like like we walk past them and then they'll be like, oh my god, Mickey. Like I feel like as a parent, that's probably all you like think about. Like I don't think you're like, I have a stroller, like
Yeah, it's just like we've done Disney so many times, just like us, and I'm like, and I see the parents with the 10 strollers and the 10
But
bags,
I also feel like there's no way they haven't adapted.
Yeah, I think we can take them to the point where they could walk. Like if they can walk.
No, for sure. Yeah. Like what's the point?
Because that way they can remember. So.
Yeah.
But it's just like a whole nother phase in life that we all go through.
Yeah.
And I feel like now that I turned 23, I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting closer to that. It's like that phase in life, and I don't know, it's terrifying, it's scary. But
I mean, to me, it's just like terrifying to like have to like be fully responsible for a person for like 20 years.
24/7.
Yeah.
Like the dogs bark at 3-4 in the morning, and you are like, shut them up, and I'm like trying to wake up, like.
Okay, but that's different.
Those
are your dogs.
And then the dogs are like so loud barking, but it's so different. But I think of like those moments and I'm like, oh my god, like waking up for a baby right now, like, so crazy. True. It's just phases in life that we all go through, and it's part of life. So
yeah.
But that is a wrap, you guys, for episode 9 already.
We'll be doing our 10th anniversary.
We'll have to do something special for sure.
I won't wear a shirt.
I literally looked at Edward before we started the podcast, and I was like, I don't know why, but you literally remind me of the annoying orange right now. Because if you
just hate when I wear orange.
If you're watching this on Spotify or Apple Podcast, he's wearing like a bright orange shirt.
I don't think they can watch it on Apple.
Oh, if you're listening, sorry.
Oh.
If you're listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify, Edward's wearing like a bright orange shirt. And
you really have an issue with me wearing orange.
No, I don't care. At the end of the day, it's all good.
Or that blue shirt that you hate.
No, but I think you just shaved too recently, so like your face just like curves into the shirt, and you remind me of the annoying orange.
Is that your way of saying I have a double chin?
No, you do not have a double chin. But thank you guys for listening or watching on YouTube. We are glad that we were able to film this episode and tell you guys a little bit about our fun past weekend. Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Have an amazing week.